I've been living here in Thailand now for nearly 17 years, and there have been times in that period when I have felt that I am losing my British culture, if you like, and becoming a little bit Thai, and I'm getting to be like the locals. And one of those times was when I was working as a manager in a bar, restaurant, hotel complex, and I had a friend, and he was sitting there one night really enjoying himself. The music was going, the drinks were going, and he had 3 little friends sitting with him. One lady was, I'd say, in her mid-20s, and the other 2 were, I wouldn't say considerably older, but they were at least 10, maybe 15 years older than her, and they were all just having a laugh. And 2 of the older girls got up and started to dance, and my friend pulled out 1,000 baht, and I thought, here we go. And he said, whichever girl can dance the sexiest, I'll give you 1,000 baht. Well, automatically I think this is a really bad thing, because like the girls are going to get jealous, whoever wins that, and maybe they'll share it anyway, I'm not sure. And of course there's the third lady as well, and she's going to get nothing. So the 2 girls are dancing around, and then he says something, and I thought, oh no. He turns around to the much younger girl, and he says, you decide. And he gives her 1,000 baht, and he says, you decide which of these 2 girls you think is the sexiest, and give them the 1,000 baht. And I looked at her face, right? And her face was like, oh no. Because, well, many things are going through my head. Right, first of all, the girl might have wanted to pocket the 1,000 baht herself, right? But secondly, the 2 girls were considerably older than her, and it's really not a Thai thing. It's a real dilemma to put a younger girl or a younger person in to pass judgment on older people. And I can't remember exactly what I said to my friend, but I might have said, you know what, it's not really a good idea. And I can't even remember if he gave them all some money or whatever. But anyway, it was a dilemma about age, and today's video is about age and why Thai people are a little bit obsessed and obsessive about age. I remember talking to a lady a few years ago who was a singer in a Thai band, and she was telling me that there's a definite pecking order in a band here in Thailand, and whoever is the eldest is seen to be the leader of the band. He or she is the person that makes all the decisions, what songs to sing, what sets to do, what equipment to buy, where they're going to play. It's all down to the eldest member. And I thought, wow, you know, that was that was a bit. And I thought, what about if the Beatles did that, right? If the Beatles had done that, the leader of the Beatles would have been Ringo Starr, because he was the eldest. And I think you could probably ask 1,000 Beatles fans, who do you think the leader of the Beatles was? Most of them will probably say John. Some might have said Paul, but I'm damned if anyone would have said Ringo, right? And in fact, I was thinking about it, the Beatles would probably never have got rid of Pete Best, because they wouldn't have employed Ringo, being an older person, because he'd immediately become their senior. And you can take that analogy, the Beatles analogy, to all things. I think in Thai culture there is definitely a hierarchy and a pecking order when you get people either working together or playing together at leisure together, and it is based on age. And I'll give you an example. When I went to work with a good friend of mine, Ricky, you might know him, who runs Lips Lounge on Soy Honey, just a legend in his town, right? And he said to me when I went to work with him, he said, there's always a mother hen in every bar that he goes to be manager in. And he says it's really important that you identify who that mother hen is amongst the girls straight away, and you keep an eye on her, because number one, you want to make sure that she's not, you know, scamming the other girls, or she's the one that will sway people's opinion of the younger people in the bar. And secondly, he says, you've got to be a bit careful of her, because if you upset the mother hen, it could lead to a mass walkout, you know, like the rag trade, everybody out. So he told me about this, and do you know what? Ricky was so right. There is always a hierarchy in bars, and to be honest, that's the only place that I've really worked in this country, and it is always based on age. There's always an elder lady, not necessarily the mamasan, by the way, who is one of the regular staff that kind of calls the shots, and she's the person that everybody listens to. I remember when I recruited a new cashier into my bar, Le Pub, on Soy Diamond, open at 4 p.m. And first of all, I spoke to all the existing cashiers, and I says, look, I'm recruiting this new cashier. It's nothing to do with you. I'm very happy with your performance, but I just want to take somebody else on. And they all said, yes, boss, okay. And it's the first day that lady came, one of the very first questions that one of the existing cashiers asked her was, how old are you? Because she was going to have to train this lady to do the job, and if she was significantly older than her, that was going to be a problem, because, you know, it was a younger person telling an older person what to do. And so it's tricky and it's difficult. And when you have a business here in Thailand, no matter what it is, I'm not just talking about bars, it can be any business, you really do have to think about the thing, what I call the P-Nong thing, right? And you hear this all the time, don't you? Maybe you've heard it when you go to a bar. Say if your name's Steve, they'll call you P-Steve or Steve. Maybe Steve's a bad example because the Thais can't say it. John, let's say John. P-John, right? And you think, why are they calling me P-Jam? Am I a ghost? It's a different P, first of all. And it's actually quite a nice thing to be called P, because it's a family thing, right? Thais will talk about brothers and sisters in their family, about being older brothers or younger brothers. P Chai, older brother. Nong Sao, younger sister. And there is a hierarchy in the family, again, clearly based around parents and children, but also about older brothers and sisters and younger brothers and sisters. And if they are calling you P. John, if your name is John, it's kind of cute, because it means that they're kind of welcoming you into the family. I saw a YouTube video from a Thai guy who explained this very, very well. And he said that if you are called P Phil in my part, then they're kind of welcoming you into the family, and you always want to be, the way he put it was, you always want to be part of the family and not just a friend. So I had somebody ask me the other day, they were a little bit concerned and asking me my opinion on the fact that they were calling him by the prefix P, and he thought that he would rather be called Kun. The staff call me, actually they call me Kun Po, which means father, which is extremely polite, right? But if I was called Kun Phil is like, you're higher than a family member, you're like the boss, if you like. And so Kun is very polite, extremely polite. I would say probably more so a little bit than P, because P is like, well, you're one of us, you know, you're part of the family, whereas if you're Kun Phil, you're like higher up. But it's still nice and it's still cute. And he was concerned, and I says, no, it's nice. They're sort of saying you're part of us, you're one of us, it's cool. Anything that I say in these videos, by the way, it is from my experience, and it is what I think. It might not necessarily be true, and you might be watching this video with your girlfriend or your wife, and she might be saying, oh, no, Egg's got it all wrong. If you think that, or if she thinks that, please let me know. I'd like to know your opinion, put it down in the comments. Basically, the hierarchical system in all of Southeast Asia is massively based on age. If there are a group of Thais that are going to the beach or they're going out on a day trip, the place that they go and all the details of that will really be dictated, like in the band, by the eldest. The oldest person says what's happening and all the younger people just go along. To ask somebody their age, you say, Ayu Tarai Kap? Ayu Tarai Kap? How old are you? If you are like me, I'm 57 years old, you say, you can just say Hasib Jet, like you can just say the numbers, that's fine. Or you can say Hasib Jet Pilao, or which means 57 years already. The Thais love to put the Lao on the end of everything. Or you can say Hasib Jet Lao, 57 already. Either of those ways, but just say the number, and that's fine. For younger children, you don't say the word P for year, you say Kuap. And I'm never quite sure where the Kuap cuts off. But if you're asking, for example, a lady about her children, do you have any children? Milok Liang, have you got children yet? Yes, I have. And you say, are you Tarai Kap? How old are they? She will say, 8 Kuap. 8 years, but Kuap is rather than P. Jet Kuap, 7 years. I'm not quite sure where that cuts out. Sometimes a Thai lady, when talking to a Falang, will actually say the word P for year. Again, that's probably because you're Falang. If you actually use the word Kuap to refer to the years of age of a child, it's actually quite good. I think in experience, I think the Thais are pretty impressed that you know that system. So, be aware, if you are coming here, you will be asked your age a lot. The Thais love to ask ages pretty early on. Don't be put off by that. I do think that somebody who has got a few years on the clock is seen as a little bit wiser over here, and it's one of those things I think that separates Western culture from Thai culture. When you're old over here, you're not just thrown on the scrap heap of life. You're seen as a wise old owl or whatever, and it's a positive thing. So don't get too embarrassed if somebody asks their age. You can ask a lady her age, and when Thais get together, like I said, they will be asking pretty soon in their communication, how old are you? Because they want to know where they fit in that hierarchy of life. And so look, if you have any comments about that, maybe I've got it all wrong, please let me know in the comments down below. I am Mr. Phil, Kun Phil, I don't know, and I'm at Le Pub, my bar on Soy Diamond. I'm there from 4 p.m. most days until about 11, half 11, something like that. Please come and say hello if you want to. The bar is just down from the Windmill Club, and I'm there. Come and buy me a drink or whatever, and we'll chew the fat. However old or young you may be, I think you're forever young in this town of Pattaya. I've been walking along Jomtien Beach today, if you haven't, if you wondered where we are. But for me, Mr. Egg, many, many thanks for tuning in. And we'll have some more wisdom next week. But for me now, take care. Bye.